You guys for joining today. I didn't expect such a large crowd, but walk you guys right through. I'm actually just going to begin by sharing my screen here. Pretty much just walk you guys right through how to get started with doing EDDM mailing. Essentially, it's just mass saturation done all at once. Let me get to the screen here. And just starting with the main page, USPS.com. To navigate to it, you just go under that business icon. It's going to be a drop-down menu. And feel free if you guys want to follow along. Let me know because I can give you guys a little time to get to that screen, USPS.com. And then under that business, I'm going to click on, actually, I'm just going to click on this middle using the EDDM. And here it's going to give you like a brief summary, affordable targeted advertisement. Really allows you to narrow your target audience by either typing a zip code or you can type in a full address on our mapping tool. It's going to allow you to personalize and select those different routes. Let me move my face. Some of the features on here, not sure if you guys can see all that there. I might have to zoom in, or it's fine, Brandy.
You can see it. Yep.
Okay. So either a minimum of 200 people per route or a maximum of 5,000 per order that you're sending out. And of course, if you have a bulk mailing permit, there's no restrictions on the volume. You can send out 10,000, 20,000. There's really no restriction for it. Here's a little 1 through 6 process for it. Create an account. You would select your neighborhoods, and then step 3 is where you would actually design and print your mail piece. The main components in order for it to be eligible for an every door direct mailing would be to make sure you have this here. This is like a pre-printed digital postage on there. It's called an indicia. You want to make sure that's inputted on there, and also the local postal customer address block as well. Since no address is actually needed for this too. And then let me make this a little smaller. Step 4, choose and drop off choose a date and you would drop off your piece of mail. 5, print out your pieces, get them bundled up, and then 6, drop off your mailing at the post office. Now I'll make sure I send you guys like an email that sort of breaks that down as well, or feel free to share what I sent you as well, Brandy. And then I'm just gonna do like a quick little demo. Just going directly to that tool. In this search bar, you can either type in a full address or you can type in a zip code. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and type in zip code here, 48009. Search bar. And then this is gonna be our mapping tool. Everything's gonna be defaulted to highlighting in purple. And then when you hover over, it's gonna show you exactly how many residential people are there, how many businesses, and even the average income of that route too, as well as the cost is going to be listed in the right-hand corner too. So as you guys see, I can just hover over the route. It's going to change bit by bit. And if I wanted to select it, it's going to change the color blue. And then the cost and the order summary is going to be on the right-hand side. And then let me select some more. Oops. So as you guys see, I have a total of 3 routes selected. It's going to show me the corresponding drop-off location that goes with that route, and the cost is going to be right below it too. Next step. In fact, let me sign in. Let's see. And as I said, you would need an account to actually move forward to see what I'm going to show you next. It's going to force you to sign in. So let me click the next step. And then for the sake of example, let's pretend I'm dropping it off today, January the 8th. I would choose my mailer ID name. This would be assigned to you if you were to create a business account. It's going to populate for you. I have read the conditions. And you can also, with this, you can either choose to pay online or you can pay at the post office. Um, let's just pretend I'm paying at the post office here. And now I'm gonna have my order number, my drop-off location date, the cost of it is gonna be all listed right here. And what comes along with this is gonna be your forms. Let's see. It's for the section. Okay, so let's pretend we're printing off forms. And as you guys see, there's 275 pieces on that route, 291 on this route, and 223 on this route as well. And with this, you can either bundle these up in either groups of 50 or 100. Um, I would say just to go with 100 for each of these. So essentially, there would be three bundles for this. One would have a bundle of 100, 200, and then 75 would be that remaining bundle. And print all, you want to make sure you print all your forms here. You open that up. This is going to be more so like your paperwork associated with your order. Um, Post office, corresponding post office going to be right here. Address, phone number, contact information, all going to be listed here. And also each route should be listed here as well. If I scroll down here, this would be more so like your induction slip you would bring to the post office when you drop off your mailing. They would scan that barcode here. Most of this is already filled out for you. You would just check this box here, EDDM Retail Indicia, let them know the weight. And of course, the clerk or whoever you're giving this to, they can always help you fill this out too. And then the bottom half is just more so that employee, the post employee is going to fill all this out for you. And this here is just going to tell you how many pieces that you got needing to be printed out. And this is a little bit tricky part, but let me just pull back up. So let's pretend we're doing 203 pieces for this first basin slip. So I would date it here, January the 8th. I would type in 100 pieces. And since there's going to be three bundles of that 200 and, or I forgot how many were on there, 223, it would be 100 pieces. This is bundle one of three, 200 pieces, two of three, and then that remaining three of three. So you'd actually have to reprint the same page multiple times, depending on how many bundles that you have available. And then there's one that's going to be corresponding for each route. I'm not sure if you guys were planning on going through a print shop company or if you had your own, but let me take you to our page here. We have a ton of print shops that we work with, whether they be sponsored links or just local printers. Let me go to under that business icon, mailing and printing services. And just a number of like online direct mail experts. They can either print out your mail pieces for you, or they can actually get it printed, bundled, and also send it out to the post office for you as well. If you're looking to save the most money, you're better off doing it yourself though. But they all are capable of doing so. Even have like a local area printer directory. If you want to find somebody local, you can let's type in my zip code here, 48326. You just find local print shops in the area. There's a UPS store, which is a little ironic, but a UPS store right up the street that can handle the printing and also get it prepped as well. And a lot of them, they're already familiar with the term every door direct mail. I just see it's listed as one of their services. So 9 times out of 10, you won't even have to really worry about the formatting of it. You can just let them know, hey, I need you guys to put this in the EDDM format, and then they would do it as such. Um, and then from there, you would bring the pieces to your post office there. I want to go back to that map real quick just to show you guys a little bit more of the features on it. C48009. Oops. That load for a bit. And here, I forgot to show you guys, you can actually edit the age group of it. So let's pretend I want 30 to 40, or let's go with 35 to 56. Now, it's not going to show me the exact uh, age group on there. It's going to show me the percentage of it. So 59% is going to meet that criteria, 60%, 62% here, and then so on. It's going to change each time. Another way of looking at this too would be the table view to really just break down some numbers for you. And of course, you can like click on a route, flip back to the map, see what it looks like. Like say, for example, if I want to target just the higher income areas, um, I'll select that, and then flip back. It's going to be highlighted in blue, those areas. And yeah, essentially that's going to be the nitty and gritty of it. Getting the mail pieces out. Once those are printed, you would bring those to the post office, and then we would send those out to your audience as well.
Ready. Incredibly informative. Um, I didn't realize how step by step this was set up on the website, so that's also really helpful. I was wondering, we had a couple people share in the beginning that they have used USPS and the postcard service to utilize for recruitment. So a couple have, a couple haven't. I was wondering if anybody would be comfortable coming off of mute or even sharing in the chat what your experience has been and how that went for you, if this is something you would look forward to in the future, or any insight you could share from actually utilizing this service.
And real quick, I forgot to show you guys this sample piece.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just for the sake of example, this was designed using some kind of template, I believe. And as I stated, the main thing is just that digital postage being right there in the upper right-hand corner, and then that local customer box being right there. Couple of highlights about it, call to action. And of course, what's popular is the whole QR code being on that mail piece too. That way you get that digital impression as well. Um, just bringing, like you said, recruitment purposes was the purpose of your mailing. So that's gonna be helpful.
Thank you. And I had sent one of the other resources that you had sent to me in the beginning, the sample piece, and it kind of laid it out instead of so specifically like that one. I think that one
Uh,
gives you a good visual. The other one, it was a little bit more step by step. So that's in the chat. I will send that one as well as the one in the chat out via email to everybody if you're interested in following up with that. And again, I'll attach it to the recording. Joyce did share in the comments, we did this 3 to 4 years ago. Very simple. We used a printing company and picked out our target areas. Um, Shelly said, I've sent out postcards in the past. We used a company that created the card for us and sent out to our entire county. She says it was very expensive for their program. Um, so it feels like the USPS side is pretty affordable with the charge for the mailing, but maybe it was that creation of the postcards, getting them printed, etc. That was a more expensive side. Um, Freddie, I do know that you had mentioned about you don't know if people are printing in-house or using a service like that. So that might be something that's interesting if people have the ability to do that at their program. I know Shelly had also said in the chat it would be helpful if Head Start could create something for programs to individually fill out with their specific information, and then asking if that's a service that others would be interested in. So, for example, what I think Shelly is talking about is I would create something from the association. It would have a blank spot for you to put in your specific program information, and then programs would take that back and get that printed. So there's less of the creative energy that you have to put in. It's more of a simple take the template, fill out your information, and then have it printed. So that's definitely something that I can look into. We've been using a lot of AI and Canva and Adobe, different programs like that. So it would be a pretty easy lift on my end. Just curious if that's something that other programs would be interested in.
okay. Yeah, I know Canvas recently added their templates as well, and Vistaprint too. Like let me pull this page up. Like they just added this probably I want to say within like the past 3 months because normally they didn't have this available. But here's an EDDM postcard template. Just a couple of different popular sizes that they do. Um, paper thickness,
Yeah.
and a
Okay.
lot of them are tiered based. Like say for example, you're sending out 200, you're gonna pay this certain amount to work with
Hmm.
them, and then as you grow your volume, they're gonna give you that discounted pricing. Um, they can actually bundle these up for you as well. A lot of print shops do that.
Okay. Okay.
So,
I'm wondering too, like Vistaprint might be an easy one that I just contact Vistaprint. I could probably get a code and then the programs could go on, use the code, get the template, and then order for themselves.
right.
Okay. And I do see a couple people are saying that they would be interested in that. So let me take that back, work through that on the association side of it. Uh, and could somebody put in the chat? So to give you a little bit background on myself, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be brainstorming, so please feel free to come off mute, do whatever you want to
Oh,
do. I worked for Early Head Start in Lancaster, Lebanon County for 4.5 years as a early Head Start home visitor. So I was involved a little bit in the recruitment. We all took on different projects, but this is not something that we had specifically used at that program. So I'm wondering, that recruitment planning process really started in February, March, but then actual action items, if you will, were really during the summer. Is that similar for programs across the board? Is this like when would you want these postcards by? And I know people are using the chat, so I'll just give it a couple minutes so people can type now. Lori would like them now. And sorry, if I had sent you an individual message, your chat automatically goes to directly me. So if you want to share with the whole group, just click the blue button and click everyone in meeting, and then your chat will go to everyone. So this is something we want now. Let me add it to my ASAP list. Okay, May. So it sounds like there is a range. We do recruiting around April, May, June for the August time period. Recruiting now for fall, sure. So programs are kind of across the board between starting it right now and then into the summer months, which makes a lot of sense to me. Um, so maybe if you're needing them like tomorrow, it's probably not going to happen. But if you need them for the May time period, I don't see a reason why that couldn't happen. I think I saw somebody raise a hand. Yeah, hi.
Hi, good morning. So with the postcards, this is something Joyce and I work together. And so Joyce will do it like once a week. She'll stop at the post office with a stack of postcards to send out. Because there are some families who will put in an application or somebody we met at an event. We can't
Yeah.
get a hold of them by phone, by email, by text. So Joyce will go ahead and get the postcards together, and right now she's got a stack to drop off at the post office. So it's a practice that's ongoing.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's great to know. Thank you. Yeah. I'm wondering too, for the programs that have done the postcards before, again, my background, early Head Start home visitor, so not necessarily my primary position. If you would be willing to email me an example of the postcards that you're sending out, and then I can maybe collaborate, get a couple different versions for programs to use, just so it's not only my vision, but I'm kind of collaborating with everybody. Amanda said, I think this would be a useful tool, and I can only speak for us, but we're recruiting year round at this point. So anytime you can get it will be much appreciated. Yeah, I think that's probably ideal to be recruiting year round. I know a lot of programs aren't there yet just because of people leaving and retention rates, things like that. So I think year round definitely makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Amanda.
Is it possible we can get your email address because I'll send you a
Absolutely.
copy of what we use?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And I believe I have everybody in a list for my emails. So I'll send an email after this. If you don't get that email, let me know because then something's wrong on my end. So my email's here. If you don't get that by the end of the day, just send me an email and I can make sure you're on my list.
Oh yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention, whenever you guys did have a draft, you're like unsure if it fits the requirements of it, you can always email me or anybody at the post office essentially, and we can actually forward that to our mail design analyst and then get the approval, make sure it fits it, and then give you the green light to print. It's one thing I don't want to happen is you print out a whole bunch and then not qualify because it doesn't meet the sizing requirement or it doesn't have that digital postage on there. Um, there's something too small. Like say for I don't know if you guys see this, like this is gonna be too small to be considered a mail piece. I've had that happen as well. Um,
Sure.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I'll definitely utilize that when I'm creating these templates. I'll send them to you, Freddie, first, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Geraldine, I just got your email. Thank you so much. And I add you to my list today. What we have was left over from the printing company. They made sure we had the correct sizes. Okay. Yep, perfect. So it sounds really like if you're working with one of these printing companies, they're very familiar with the USPS services and they're going to make sure that you have the right supplies in order to do this. So again, I heard you saying like probably more expensive to go that route, but you're guaranteeing that it's going to be correct.
You're right. Yeah.
So somebody had sent a message. We did the postcards. The cost was the printing and the prepaid postage, which makes sense for sure. Um, which will also come back and kind of reflect in budgets. And is this something that we've set money aside for? Is this something that your program can invest in at this point? I would love to hear. It sounds like if we're sending the cards out weekly, they are effective, that we are getting families to apply through the postcards. I'm wondering if anybody else has noticed, if you've used these in the past, if you have had families contacting. I'm wondering on the template too, if there's a certain phrasing that I can put on to like indicate on your pre-application that you heard about us through the postcard so that we have some data points if the money is being used wisely. I don't see anything in the chat for that specific question. So I'll open it up. Freddie, if you had anything else to share with us today, if anybody wanted to do any other brainstorming or ideas, we have the time available. So it would be a great time to chat. Somebody said we did billboards in the past, expensive and not worth the money. So that's a good note. We hadn't tried billboards at the program that I was at, but I was always very interested in them because I think they're fun. But it's good to know that didn't have maybe the feedback that you wanted it to.
Now, I know I showed you guys the map, but I don't think I fully explained what actually is taking place. So on that route, the carrier is literally going mailbox to mailbox, dropping those off, whether it be like gated communities, things like that. That you have the safety and security of them placing it into that mailbox for you. Um, and yeah, I know you said it may be quite expensive, a little bit. The main cost of it is going to be the printing and design piece, because like say for example, as I showed you on VistaPrint, if you spend $46, that's 200 people, but to print that, you're looking at around $200 for your printing costs. So
Sure. But I'm assuming it would work the same way for an apartment complex. Like it's going to
right.
go in each individual mailbox. I was thinking with this too, and I don't know if anybody's tried this who has used the postcards, but staff recruitment. I was wondering if we've explored like, hey, we're the Head Start program. We're hiring teachers. We're hiring assistants. Here's the job qualifications. Here's the QR to our job board, etc. I was thinking it could also be maybe useful in that capacity. I think to recruit families, it's probably a little bit easier because there's that income selection button, whereas I'm not sure what data system you would use to target staff recruitment, but something to consider as well. Job openings are on your Facebook page, which is fantastic. So then you could share out a postcard and include your Facebook information on there as well. Two birds, one stone. You're getting family recruitment and staff recruitment. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. I do tend to like my ideas, so I appreciate the affirmation. Where do the maps draw data from? Great question, Lori. I'll leave that to you, Freddie.
That's a great question. I'm trying to think, is there a section that shows me?
Lori suggested that maybe it's a census.
Yeah, I believe so. I just want to be
That would make sense.
100%. Yeah. So I know the routes, those are updated every 2 weeks, whether, if it's a new complex building, they try to make sure they update that mapping tool every two
Okay.
weeks on there. Census. Yep, it's from the census. I don't know. Clarified that. Yep. And Brandy, so were you gonna be making the accounts for
Template.
them or the template? More so
So,
like, yeah, when people are placing the orders, was that gonna be being done through your main account, or were they gonna be making their separate accounts to send out their orders from?
great question. So I believe it's probably still best for them to go through their individual accounts. I think having me as a middle person is probably not super effective.
Yep,
However, what I'm thinking is just for like the template piece, having that somewhere that they can access that. So whether that's like a Vistaprint and then they have a code just to access the templates and then they would download them and edit it themselves. But I think it's probably best. And please, if you disagree, share in the comments if I'm not thinking of something else. But it makes sense to me for programs to individually order.
right.
There's a
'Cause you
way for them to like do a discount or something based on how many people, but I don't believe that that's how that works. So I don't see any benefit of having like the association have an account and then individual programs ordering through us.
'cause you used to only just need a personal account, but now you specifically need to make sure you have a business account with this to
Now,
actually create the order or save your draft.
are there any requirements for a business account?
No, no restrictions
Okay,
for it.
thank you. Okay, friends. I'm not seeing anything else in the comments. I'm just going to pause for a few more seconds, and I do have a last request before people jump off. Um, so as I'm waiting for any last comments in the chat, I'll just explain my last request. Before we wrap up, I like to take a screenshot of the training that we've had, which means that if you are comfortable with being in this photo, you would come off camera, and then I'll hide non-video participants. So if you don't want to be in the picture, I will hide your name. I will hide your screen. You won't have to be on it. If you don't want to be in the picture, you can turn your camera off. If it's just Freddie and myself, that's okay. And then ultimately, I will. That's okay, Joyce. Thank you. Um, if I, oh, once we have the screenshot, I will share this on Facebook. And then I would encourage everybody to go check out the Facebook page, like, share, etc. Because, we all need exposure. And this is how we're doing it on my end. So let me just have in one more second. If anybody wants to throw anything in the chat, please feel free. And I am hiding non-video participants now. And let me also close my chat. Oh, somebody logged off. That's funny. They're like, absolutely not. I don't want to be in this. Okay, everybody, give me 1 second. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Give me your best smile. Lori and Donna, your names are actually on here, which means your camera's on, but there's not a picture. So I just wanted to give you a heads up in case you didn't want your name on here, but you do show up. So I'll just pause for 1 more second to make sure. I don't want to put anybody out here that doesn't want to be on Facebook. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Uh-huh. Got it. Okay. Thank you so much. If there's any last comments, I will stick around. I wait until everybody's off the Zoom, but I appreciate everybody being here today. Freddie, thank you so much for your time. And again, this recording will be shared out. So if you just logged on, you missed any portion, or you want to review, please feel free to check this out on our website. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of that photo.
Thanks, Freddie. Your background was perfect. And we did have some
Yeah.
direct comments that said, thank you, Freddie. But they came directly to me. I'm sorry.
And probably give me some, I want to say give me like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. I should be able to get approval on one of the PowerPoints because that's what I
Okay.
wanted to share with you guys, but
Yeah.
a lot of like red flags. I'm not trying to get in trouble sharing
No,
sensitive
please don't
stuff.
get in
So
trouble. Yeah, please don't get in trouble. But yeah, that would be fantastic. It'll take probably an hour, hour and a half for this to get uploaded and everything. So no rush on my end.
okay, perfect, perfect.
Thank you so much, Freddie. That was lovely. I wasn't really sure what to expect going into this, but I felt like programs were really receptive and they were interested in this content. So I definitely appreciate your time.
Oh, yeah, not a problem.
Okay. I'll talk to you
And
soon.
yeah, thank you for your time and be in touch. Feel free to shoot me an email once you're ready,
Oh,
or if
I
you guys got
will.
any questions, just welcome to share my email as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Happy New Year's out there.
Happy New Year's. Bye.
Bye.